Hi guys, welcome back to Gratitude with Gracie. This is how we are going to get our mood right, our mental health right with gratitude. This is for my homegirls with anxiety. I know you're working really frickin' hard. I know you're trying. I know you're there, and it sucks. It sucks to be anxious. Listen here, there was a study called the Anxiety and Gratitude Cannot Coexist study, and it says exactly what's in the name. Your brain cannot process the feelings of anxiety and feelings of gratitude at the same time. It can't process it. Once we learn how to really utilize all these gratitude practices, and we talk more about how to be grateful for ourselves and grateful for our situations, it is limitless in the opportunities that it can provide for you. Once you're used to practicing gratitude every day, your brain just naturally responds, and that means you're feeling less anxious. So the more gratitude you practice, the less anxiety you have. It is science. Put your science hats on, people. Put your science hats on. So we have the sympathetic, which is the fight and flight, or we have the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. So we've heard of the fight or flight, and that is when our body decides that we are either going to run because we have a very imminent danger, or we need to, bulk up and get going. Our body uses that to survive. That's how we got through. It's our body's natural response to situations. So we can't feel guilty, and we can't hold judgments for ourselves for something that our body is trying to do to protect us. A lot of the times, that's really is what's going on, is we have something that we need to overcome that's for a greater good, or something is trying to protect us. So we have the sympathetic, which is life-threatening survival mode, and we have the parasympathetic, which is chilling. Body can put all your nutrients and energy towards maintaining your body, and not, okay, I need to run from a bear immediately right now. Let's focus on getting the F out, okay? Our body wants to be in the parasympathetic, the rest and digest mode, most of the time. It is important to have the sympathetic. It is essential for our survival. This is what helps us when women need to lift cars to save their baby. Even feelings of social anxiety, or modern ways this translate, which is feeling really anxious and your heart beats for a meeting because you're about to stand in front of your peers, or just being in a vulnerable situation, because our body is trained that if we didn't act right within society, we would have been left behind. And that can translate in a lot of ways. So there's so many situations where we can easily go into the sympathetic mode. And if we're living in survival mode, we can't properly live the fullest extent of our life. Why we want to focus on chilling. That's why you can focus on sitting back and enjoying the fruits of your labor, because we are about receiving that good divine feminine energy. And we don't want to have to be fighting all the time. We shouldn't have to. So gratitude can also lower feelings of depression. And I'm not saying that my 3-minute gratitude practice is going to completely solve your mental health, because it's not, a lot of things that goes into mental health. There was another meta-analysis that showed that participants who showed higher levels of gratitude experience lower levels of depression. Let's think about all of our junk drawer of emotional traumas and back burner bottled up feelings for a second, and think about our healing journey as a seed. A seed cannot grow and blossom without all the right soil, the right water, sunlight, humidity, all that. And the seed won't grow. It will sit and it will stay in its little perfect cocoon, and it will wait until it has all the right soil and sunlight, water, and resources that it needs. And you cannot grow unless you have all the materials that you need. So we don't have to go cracking in through the junk drawer of emotional trauma. We don't need to put ourselves through what we're not ready for while we're still learning. But starting the steps, taking the process to start that journey and to feel more okay with being okay, is beautiful. And it's really amazing to live in a way of receiving. And I had my own mental health struggles for sure, and I'm sure we all have, to some extent, either experienced feelings of mental health illness or been around people who have. It's never easy, and it's always way more complicated than it seems. There's a lot of stuff going on, always. Life's a lot. But sitting and being grateful really makes it easier. It makes it happier, and I'm finally at a point now to where I feel okay. I feel good. I feel really good. And I didn't think that was ever really possible to be where I am today and to talk about this beautiful journey that I've come on. I can definitely say that gratitude has played a major role in my own feelings of depression and anxiety. And that's so great. Like, that's something that should be celebrated. I do celebrate it. That's the whole point. That's what it is. That's something that we really should take a look at and note, so we are less anxious and less depressed and feeling more in a receiving, rest, and digest mode. That shows you can receive more, live your best life, follow your dreams, get out of survival mode, and just by being grateful. It is a wonderful tool that can help you on that journey. Guaranteed. Gracie guaranteed. All that to say, the vibe that you have most of the time is the vibe that you're going to cultivate going forward. We always have outliers, we're always going, but the energy that we decide to actively maintain and our intentions that we decide to actively have, being grateful, deciding to be grateful every day will make you more grateful in the future. Let's also think of our brain, it's electricity, baby. The key is also consistency, right? The Science of Gratitude podcast talks about the importance of repeated gratitude, because that trains our literal neural circuitry, all the things firing off in our brains, all the thoughts that we're having every single day. They're a big mountain, okay? And there's all this snow falling down, and you're this sled. And you're keep going and keep making all these different paths. But the paths that you tend to fall into the most, you'll just keep gravitating towards. When we tend to lean into resting and digesting, and we decide to lean into gratitude, to lean into saying that, okay, we're okay, we can take a second to rest, and we can feel abundance. That's really cool, isn't it? It's really fun. So you are pushing your sled into a whole new direction of, we are going to be grateful. And then it's so much easier to find your way back on that path when things are feeling stressful, and you can decrease your depression, you can decrease your anxiety, and things feel in control, and you can have more everything. You can have more everything. You can have a little bit more of control on that big mountain. It's less scary and it feels better. We want to be being grateful, and we want to be being consistent, okay? Showing up for ourselves, showing up for gratitude to give some of that good vibes back, okay? What you put out is what you get, and when we put out gratitude and when we put out good vibes, we get even better vibes, baby. It's math. Don't fight me on it. I think all that to say, we're understanding that gratitude's kind of freaking important, guys. We want to be working on our energy. We want to be working on our energy this year. We want to be working on our energy in general. We want to be raising our vibrations and getting more in tune. It's time to take control. It's time to start feeling like you can control your life a little bit more. I think gratitude is really important because I really remember the hopelessness of when my depression was at its worst, and I wouldn't wish hopelessness on anyone, and that is a really easy struggle to fall into when you're dealing with mental health and you have less control over your thoughts and your brain. There are a lot of things that are simply out of your control and feel bad, to put so many different journeys lightly. But being grateful and training your brain to exist in a state of having control, and things are good for you, and you deserve for good things to happen to you. You deserve to live in abundance. Savor every moment. It's such a gift. But even if you accomplish all your dreams and you're not being grateful, you are not creating those pathways to be grateful again in the future. So I really hope that you listen in to more of these gratitude episodes, listen in more. We have plenty more that we want to talk about. Thank you guys for being here and taking the time to honor your mental health and want to make decisions that will better it. That's exciting, and I hope you can feel a little bit more of that gratitude in your bones. Feel it, hold it, savor it. Gratitude is so accessible, and there are definitely things in your life that you deserve to feel great feelings about that you might not be feeling right now. Boom. So thank you guys for listening. Thanks for being grateful. Have a great rest of your day.